Hello, I'm Molly, a licensed insolvency practitioner at Parker Walsh, and in this video I'm going to be talking about overdrawn directors' loan accounts. So essentially that is where a director the owes money to the company. It's exactly what it says, it's a loan, so the director has taken money out as a loan and he owes it back. Now, if the company were to enter into liquidation, that doesn't write it off, that money is still owed. It's classed as an asset. So you would always have to repay that overdrawn director's loan account. So the way we deal with overdrawn loan accounts at Parker Walsh, we don't send out a nasty um, demand letter, on the first day of appointment and demand you repay it in full straight away, because that can be quite stressful and it doesn't produce the best results for the creditors or for yourself. It just doesn't work. So what we do at Parker Walsh is we look at your overdrawn director's loan account at the initial advice stage. So when I'm speaking to director and I'm talking about the company and its financial problems and who the creditors are, I also say, do you owe the company any money? And we then come up with a strategy so that once the company's in liquidation, it's important to note that it can't come out of liquidation if you don't like the way it's being handled or it's not what you expected. It's in liquidation. The liquidator has a duty to do his or her job and get the money in, etc. So it's important that you've got a strategy and how it's going to be dealt with. So it does have to be repaid. So dependent on the amount, and that can, sometimes directors don't even know how much they owe. They don't understand it. The accountant's never explained it to them, or they've just lost track of it. So it does need to be quantified, and we can do that working with your solicitor or going through the bank statements. But say whatever the amount is, that needs to be repaid. And if you don't have the money there and then to pay it over, and let's face it, not many people do, because once the company's in financial, distress and it's entering into voluntary liquidation, it's common for directors also not to have a lot of money. So if you don't have all the money just ready to send over to us to settle that outstanding overdrawn director's loan account, then we need to maybe enter into a repayment plan. So we would look at your incomings and your outgoings. We have to verify it through your personal bank statements to see what your incoming is and what your outgoings are. Are you going on holiday every month? In which case, stop doing that and that money can come towards the overdrawn loan account. So as long as there's no luxury items in there, and if there's a surplus each month, then we will take a percentage of it. We wouldn't take your full surplus because obviously I understand cars need to be MOT'd and washing machines break down, school uniforms need to be bought, as I well know. So we would just ask for something that's sensible each month. Or it could be that you have an asset that you're able to sell. In which case, yes, you should do that because you do have a duty to repay this overdrawn loan account, because it was just a loan to you. It wasn't money that you could keep. It had to be repaid at some point. Um, so if there's an asset you can sell, then that's fine. One of the areas which is very tricky is if you have a house with equity in it, then we would need to look into that. So what I would say is don't panic and think that you're going to be on the streets and your children are going to be homeless. Let's just discuss it with the insolvency practitioner like myself. And we basically get a plan in place. If you don't have any assets and you don't have any income and your situation's not going to be improved, then there's not a lot we can do. And it could be that the overdrawn loan account is written off. But all these things have to be looked into and a clear strategy put in place. Now, what I would say is we do this before the company enters into liquidation, and directors do prefer it. I know it's a difficult situation and you don't like to think of it, um, but it's better to have it in place because then you know what's going to happen. And it's something manageable for both the creditors and for you so that you're going to stick to it. We're not going to expect extreme figures, to be paid over every month when you don't make that much money. All that's going to do is cause stress and you're going to fail at the repayment plan. So it's just a waste of time. It's got to be sensible. And this loan account does have to be repaid if you can afford to do so. So we discuss it beforehand. and a strategy is put in place. It has to be verified. So we would ask for, say, personal bank statements, mortgage statements, those sort of things. We will do our own checks just to make sure everything is in place, and then say a repayment plan can be entered into, or an asset could be sold, not necessarily a family home, but say if you had a sports car on top of the family car, maybe sell that to repay it. It all depends on how much the overdrawn loan account is, and what assets you have, your personal situation. But what I would say, the one tip of advice in regards to overdrawn loan accounts is talk about it with your insolvency practitioner. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to pretend you're in a different financial situation than you are. All these things just don't work, and it just causes aggravation, frustration, and delays matters, and just makes it worse. So when we're giving the advice, we always ask about an overdrawn loan account. We get a strategy in place, we verify it, and then and then hopefully the director can stick to whatever it is we've agreed. If not, what I always say is get back in touch so we can reassess the situation. Um, but I hope that's helped. And if you've got any questions, just get in touch. It could be that your company's already in liquidation and you've fallen foul of this. You've got a demand letter off the liquidator. You didn't know you had an overdrawn loan account, or you didn't know the amount, and you don't know where it's all come from. You can get in touch and we can give you some advice. Okay, thank you very much.